Well, good morning, everybody, and welcome to another podcast hosted by the IGA, the Indoor Golf Alliance. We are here to serve you. We're excited about today because this is our second episode in our series Interview with an Operator. For the next 50 minutes or so, we're going to be talking to a indoor golf operator who has been where you are and is working through the good and the bad, and going to share some insights with us on how to better run an indoor golf facility. So if for those of you who are new, we are the Indoor Golf Alliance. We are here to serve the industry. Our job is to pull everyone together and give insight, education, information, keep everyone updated on what's happening in the industry, as well as offer valuable tips from experts from around the country to help us do the best that we can do, and so you can do the best that you can do. So welcome and thanks for joining us. This call will be recorded, so if you have to leave early, no problem. You will be sent the link, and also I want to encourage you to ask some questions. There's a little Q&A tab there, and our guest is willing to share that with us. So I'm excited to bring on our first guest today. Basically, his name is Zach from the Back Nine in Woodstock, Georgia. And excited that you could join us, Zach. You and your partner are doing great things over there. So welcome and thanks for joining us.
Thanks for having us, Phil. We really appreciate it. Yeah, pleasure to be
So
here.
we're excited to learn about you, how you guys got started, and happening out there in Georgia, and what do you do that works and what doesn't work. So first of all, let's just start off with how long have you guys been in business, and how did you get to where you're at today?
Yeah, so we started in March when we officially opened. The journey has been a little over a year now, where my partner Joe gave me a call and said, "Let's go check out the Back Nine in downtown Atlanta." So we went and checked it out, saw it, and then we've talked about doing something in the business world together for a number of years, just become good friends. But this kind of took off for us. We looked at it, thought it was pretty interesting, went and checked out X Golf and some other indoor facilities that were around the area just to kind of get some ideas and what was going on with it. And from there, we took off and started building it out.
So tell me about you, your background, and a little bit about Joe's background, your partner.
Yeah. So for myself, I started playing golf when I was 8 years old. Worked in the golf business when I got out of school. Wanted to be a club pro, and then quickly from there, I made an adjustment from teaching my friends how to play golf. All the guys that played baseball and football growing up, all through high school, that kind of teased me for playing golf at the time. Once they got out of school and they didn't have anything to be competitive with anymore, they wanted to learn how to play golf. So I started teaching them, and fell in love with it. Fell in love with it's been my favorite thing to do is to teach the game of golf. It's fantastic. But from there, I went and actually worked in an indoor facility in Duluth, Georgia, that was in the early 2000s. So it was indoor facility.
Whoa. Let me stop you there. You said you were working at another indoor golf facility in the early 2000s?
Yes, yeah. So
Wow.
yeah, it was. They were the technology is nowhere near what it is today. We had some. It was an indoor space. We had nets up, and then had one, just video cameras and stuff like that. We couldn't nearly the detail that we're getting now with club path and face angles and spin rates and all the wonderful little tools that we have now at our disposal. But yeah, that's I started there, and then from there moved on and actually played professionally for about 6 years. I went and played a bunch of mini tours and lived down in Florida and traveled around the country playing in different events. And so golf's been a big part of my life. And then from there, I jumped out for a minute, had kids. And then this opportunity has arisen with Joe, who's been an incredible friend and a great business partner. Came up, and it's been a pleasure to get back in the golf world.
So tell us about Joe. What's Joe's background?
So Joe, he actually played golf at all growing up similar as a young man. His dad brought him up in it. Played golf through high school. Played college golf at Monmouth, I believe was the name of the school in New Jersey. Um, Again, came down here and has been a part of his life in the business world, just playing in events. And was a member at White Columns here in the Atlanta area. And that's where he was whenever I met him, and we started hanging out and playing together, and obviously built a connection through golf, and and formed a great friendship through it, which I formed very many of them through golf, which I'm sure you have as well. It's been a great game for that, for the camaraderie part of it.
You said you did something else on the side. You have another job, another business that you do?
I do. Yes, I own an independent car lot as well.
Oh, okay. All right, great. And then what about Joe? Does he have another business that he does?
Yes, he's in the AI world. He does some AI technology stuff that he does during the day as well. But he works. Great thing with him is he's able to work remotely, so he will set up shop here at our location and still able to welcome people in when he has the opportunity and get to know our members and get to know the people that come in for public times and be there to man the facility as well.
Perfect. So you both love golf. You had some experience in indoor golf, and then you said, let's do something together. So you said, let's go look at the back nine downtown Georgia, and you visited some others. So help us through the decision-making process, franchise versus starting your own. What was the thinking going on there?
Really, I liked their model that it was 24/7. I liked
Mhm.
that aspect of it. I liked that it separated itself out. There was no food and drink, no bar to manage, anything like that. We that appealed to us. Um, and then as far we thought about doing it on our own, and then looking and exploring and talking to the people at the back nine and what they've already produced with the door locking mechanism to have it be 24/7 and it not always have to be manned. The software that they've already have they have for bookings and all that stuff was very it drew us to that and
Right.
that yeah.
Versus being independent, where you had to kind
You
of
just
build
trying to figure
everything
it
from
all out.
scratch, right?
Really trying
So,
to figure it all out yourself and trying to figure out all the how do you build the software? How do you how do you? There's a
yeah,
lot of how
right,
do
right,
you.
right. So they offered a lot of help getting started, which was
Yes.
saved you a lot of time and probably money. So then, what was the big decision making between, let's say, X Golf and Back Nine, two totally different concepts?
Yes, that we checked out the simulators there at X Golf. I liked the technology better with the back nine. I felt like it was a bit more accurate. I liked the layout of it much better. Um, and then again, we didn't want to get involved with the food and beverage side of it there. And again, the back nine was great, and that when we started talking to them about it, we had somebody that was designated to us to walk us through the whole process as far as securing a lease, what when to schedule having the simulators brought in, the build out process, the different ideas from the other back nines as far as what the aesthetic would look like. They were a big helping hand and holding our hand and walking us through that entire process. So that
Right.
was hugely, vastly beneficial.
So you how did you pick Woodstock? Tell us where's Woodstock and why was that area attractive and how did you figure out the location? Take
Yeah,
us
so
through
we're
that thinking.
yeah, so we were. I live in. We're on the north side of Atlanta, and there's a couple different territories and ideas we were looking at. We looked at Alpharetta, which is another town just beside us, the Roswell area, coming. Just for Joe's location, and then I was a bit more flexible. I'm on the road all the time anyway, running around. But um, we were looked in Alpharetta, and then what sold us on Woodstock was the location the building that we had. It was right next to a Sidelines Bar and Grill, so it's in a Kroger shopping plaza. It was very clean, well kept. The bar next door to us, we thought like that was very appealing. That you're going to have, this is like a sports bar. You're going to have people coming in and wondering, oh, what's this new little golf facility beside it?
Hmm.
Like we had built-in foot traffic, which has been very beneficial for us. A few of their the employees there have become members with us. They'll help out with. We've done a little cross promotions with them as far as we have their menus in our facility. If you're coming to our facility and you want food, if they're not busy, you can order and they'll bring it to you. So that was
Perfect.
yeah, we've built a really good relationship with them. It's been a really good partnership. And then the other part of it too for events. When we do events, we automatically have them a catering option. If somebody's wanting to come to throw a little birthday party, we can cover every base you want us to cover. So it's been again a good partnership there, and that was really what sold us on that location was that brick and mortar building being where it
Right.
was. Yeah.
And do you feel like you got a pretty good deal, or was there stress going in with that rent?
A little bit of the negotiation with the rent there. I feel like we probably could have done a little bit better there with the number that we started with and what we were approached with, and then they changed it on us, and we ended up paying a little bit more money for the space there. But again, I think they could see the look in our eyes that it just fit what we wanted.
Right,
So
right, right, right.
mm,
Help us understand. So, you opened in March. When, how long was the process before you were able to launch? And I mean, from that day you visited the back nine downtown to the day you opened, how long was that?
it would end up being just sort of a year. So it was probably 10 months,
Okay, 10
10
months
months
to pull it all together, right?
put it all together. Yeah,
And the operating system, my understanding, is full swing.
it is. Yeah, Full Swing is the operating system. And they're, again, for me, I fit on a number of different simulators. I think their numbers of what they produce as far as the yardages that I know that I hit the golf ball outside, I feel like they're very comparable. I love how the layout is as far as telling me where my swing path is, if I'm inside to out, outside to in, how many degrees, my face angle at impact, is it open, is it closed? You know, I can a slow video comes through and shows you where you made impact with that golf ball. You can very clearly see if you hit it on the toe, if you hit it on the heel. It gives you a smash factor. And again, so on my end of it too, I'm giving lessons in there. All that information and the way it's laid out becomes very easy for me to give that information to my students, and that information is easily digested by them to help them improve at a quicker rate than what I feel we could do outside.
So, do you have time? Are you able to compare full swing to the other simulators out there in the market, or is that not even a priority for you?
It's not so much a priority. Like I said, I did before we went with back nine. I did go hit on several of the other operating systems, and I definitely felt like Full Swing was right at the top of the mark.
How's the customer service? I just heard yesterday that Full Swing just got bought by the company that owns Golf Channel. So
Yeah.
for like $500 million. So does that change anything for you, or that
Well,
doesn't affect you guys?
yet to find. We'll see what's
Yeah.
coming down the road. But as far as we've had with being in the indoor space and having as many people come into our facility and hit golf balls, we've had to recalibrate. So call Full Swing, and they've been great. Call them up, set up an appointment, and they log into our system with us, help us. Brought somebody out, had everything reset and brought back to where it's supposed to be. Where we have 3 bays, so all 3 bays we're now lining up and reporting the same yardages and distances.
Makes sense. So tell me, obviously we know what back nine looks like, but for many of our viewers, they're not maybe familiar with the model of back nine. So if you can, just kind of from
Yeah.
the beginning, tell us the model that you operate under and what that looks like.
And so the model is I loved was like it's a 24/7 facility. Think of it as a anytime fitness. You become a member of that facility, and now you have the app. You book a tee time. When you get to the door at that time, the door will just automatically open for you, and now you're in the space. You reserve the bay one, bay two, bay three. Obviously, it goes through. Some facilities have up to 6 bays, so you have that reserved tee time for that specific bay. 24-hour access is only available to members. Our public play, we have tee time set from 8 a.m. to 10 p.m. Like that as well. That it's not just limited to. You don't have to just be a member. You're allowed to have our publics were welcome to come in and use the facility as well. I like the idea that we offer demos where somebody can come in that is not familiar at all with indoor golf and just wants to come see the facility. We offer 30-minute free demos. You come in, we show you around the facility, and let you hit some golf balls and check out the software for yourself. And so that's really what I've liked about it. I like the 24/7 access part of it, and it's the number of members that I'll have that are just super early risers You're in there at 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning hitting golf balls to those Friday nights and Saturday nights when you have some of the younger crowd in there using the bay and staying in there to 1 or 2 o'clock in the morning, just enjoying their time with their friends. It's been a cool thing.
And the no food and beverage just eliminates a lot of headaches and risks and challenges, although you've got a partner next door that
Yes,
will help supply that. Makes sense.
yes, have that.
So
And
help,
if we do,
so go ahead.
sorry, we do offer BYOB as well. So if somebody wants to, if you would like to come in and you want to bring a couple of beers with you and your group and enjoy
Right.
that responsibly, then you're welcome to do that as well.
Perfect. Now, help me understand. So you've got members who have their little keypad to get in, but if you're open to the public, how do they get in and how do they make tea times?
Okay, so obviously we're on social media, driving, pushing our brand out there as much as possible. And you can click on, go to a link that will take you to our website. From there, you will, on the website, there's tea times, and you go on there and you'll see Bay 1, Bay 2, Bay 3, all the different times that you have there, how many guests that you're bringing with you. Um, and then from there, you book that tea time, you go ahead and pay for it. And then, if you booked a tea time today as a public at 4 o'clock, about 5 minutes before that time, when you get to the door, it's the same as the app for the members. The door will automatically recognize that and pop it open, and you're now welcoming in the facility.
Okay, so you get a code and you're able to use that if you're not a member.
Correct.
So, and I don't need you to give us your total secrets, but I'm just curious. You had a business plan, you had a game plan going in. How many members, just to make sure, you're breaking even, ballpark, how many members ideally are you shooting for? Do you have, just so the pressure's off of paying the bills?
Yeah, we did a good job of pre-sailing our memberships, which was again
Okay.
another thing that Back Nine held our hand on and started like you're opening this date. We need to start here. Offer this, offer that. They were wonderful to walking us through that process. So when we opened our doors, we had members already that were being charged, and we were having revenue come in
Right.
immediately. Um, from there, we needed to hit. I think now right around 70 members for us to hit that break for the memberships, just
Mhm.
to break even for the operating costs. Um, we figure capacity is at 120 members.
So a perfect world, 120 gives everyone plenty of time, and that's a win-win for you guys.
Yes, and that at that point, once we get to that 120, we would like to just shrink the with 120 members. The bays are going to have to be pretty full with membership play. So that gives us the opportunity where now we cut out some of the public tea times, and then from there, it becomes more like a private club, to where if we get 120 members, and then we can just make it members only, and that's our goal. Then possibly I know there's some back nines that have waiting lists to get in,
Mm.
so that is our goal, is to reach that point where we can make it just more all about a member experience. And then, if somebody drops off, we have somebody that's waiting there to take that spot and jump right in and join us there.
Perfect. Now, so you told me early about your tournaments. Tell me a little what that looks like, and how do you host tournaments, and how often, and is there extra charge, and what does that look like?
So our first event that we did called the Back Nine Founders Cup. So I held that event just for the members that joined that we pre-sold. So all those members joined. We kept the cost at a minimum. I want to say we charged $50 to get into it, and every penny of that was going back into either prizes or food. So we held that event. It was a 2 rounds, and each round I would set up the events, and that's another great thing I think about the indoor facility and holding events, is that I have specific times for you to come in to play your round and to be around, be with the group of everybody participating. But if work comes up on a Tuesday night when that event's going on at 6 o'clock and you can't be there, you have a family function. If you need to make up that round, you can do so. So you get in there, at a later date and go ahead and get your round in and be able to complete it. But to go back to it, so that event to us was more of a thank you to the members that joined and wanted to be a part of our story early on. And all of that again was all the prize, every ounce of it was either put into food, beverage for them, and then whatever was left, I issued out in prize money to first, second, and third place.
And so how many tournament players do you have on, let's say, a weekly basis?
So that initial event that we had 12 of the initial members that wanted to participate, and from an industry standard, talking, hearing what the first tournaments that people were putting on was a good turnout for it. From there, there's national tournaments. Again, another shout out to Back Nine there. They put on national events. So they during Masters Week, during U.S. Open Week, they're putting together either two-man scrambles or individual events. They're constantly putting things out there for our members to be able to participate in and be able to compete against other back nines in the area, and then nationally. They've done a wonderful job with that as well, as far as putting something out there, so it doesn't fully rest on mine and Joe's shoulders to come up with events to keep people engaged, keep our members and the public engaged. They're helping along with that process, which is again
Huge.
wonderful.
Absolutely. That's probably worth the franchise fees right there, is just the support and promotion and all of that. So, question, I see a few back nine folks are selling some merchandise. Are you guys selling anything? Are you thinking about selling anything? And that would be anything from golf clubs to balls to candy bars.
Yeah, yeah,
Any merchandise sales whatsoever.
yeah. So we did. We've had when we opened it again. We no food and beverage ordering or anything like that. But we did have members asking for if we just wanted a Coke or a Kit Kat bar or something, a
Right.
protein shake. So we did invest in a refrigerator or a refrigerator unit there, vending machine basically, and we put in Cokes and snacks and all those different little things in there. And said we're a 24/7 facility, so we don't have somebody there all the time. So we just have a Venmo QR code on the door there with the price list, and it's basically the honor system, whether people are going to pay for it or not. And in our experience so far, it's been about a break even.
Yeah.
That
Just
people
more of a
recognize
convenience thing. Yeah. What about
it's
what
something that
about
we
golf?
provide.
What about golf balls? What about gloves? What about, clubs?
So we are the facility that we have right now. We have clubs in each bay. They're if you're a public play member, whatever, whoever, you're welcome to them. We don't charge anything for you to use them, and we supply the golf balls. We constantly, and that has been something that I didn't think about when we started, was the amount of golf balls you go through in an indoor facility is unbelievable. Golf ball lasts you about a week and a half, and then it'll
Mhm.
crack in half.
Oh,
Dimple,
really? Wow.
dimples gone. They would eat through some golf balls for sure.
Yeah. But let's say, and again, I'm just throwing ideas. Callaway comes up and says, "Hey, can we put a set of clubs in there and promote Callaway golf clubs?" Or, and they're thinking about buying a new set. Have you ever thought about that, or is that in the
Yes,
future, or no?
we've just closed out opened our account with Strixon Golf. So we're
Okay.
going to have them come in. We do member nights about once a month. We'll do a member night, and we're having Strixon come in on one of our member nights to do for a demo night for our members that to come participate in
Hmm.
that. So yeah, that's something again, and with myself giving lessons there, and people are constantly asking me what I recommend and what I like. Strixon's always been a good manufacturer producing good equipment, so it's
All
something
right, so
I'm.
you partner with Strixon. They come in and do a demo day. Someone buys a set of clubs. Do you get a piece of that then?
Yes, we would.
Oh,
Yes, we would get a small piece of that. Yeah.
great. And you just remind me of something. You offer instruction there,
Yes,
and you
absolutely.
you you're the instructor, or
I
do you
am.
have
Yes.
outside instructors?
No, I'm the sole instructor there for at the moment. Not opposed to having somebody else come in. We actually recently had one of our competitors is unfortunately had to close the doors, and I know that he was had some members and stuff and some people that he was giving lessons to. So we've spoke with him about the potential of him coming over and give them some lessons at our facility. And it's something that we're definitely open to. And if the right fits come on, if the right fit comes along, there's no closed doors in our eyes.
Right.
If it
But
makes
you
sense,
offer instruction, which is a great perk and a great benefit to your members.
yeah. And that's another perk that we did is for for members that come in. If you pay for your membership annually, if you go ahead and pay for it all up front, then
Hmm.
that's a perk that you get as well. You get basically you'll get 2 months for free by paying for it all up front, and then you get 2 free golf lessons with it as well.
Oh,
So that
wow.
gives, yeah, you get 2 free golf lessons. It's a great opportunity for me to be able to connect with our new members and be able to offer some instruction and some guidance. And then it's up to them whether they want, if they want to take that and just run with it with those few quick tips, or if it's something that really, I've got some of them that are just absolute grinders that want to work at it nonstop. And those guys I can continue to give golf lessons to. They give me a call and bounce things off of me, shoot me text messages with their golf swings. What do you think of this? You know, and that's again one of the biggest, in my eyes, the biggest view into our success is that I genuinely love it. I
Yeah.
love helping
Love
people
what you're doing.
play this
That
game. I
shows.
love it. Yeah,
Yeah,
and
absolutely
and
shows.
Joe on his end with what he's done with he's great with all the technology and working that side of it and working the social media side and getting our name out there. And then when people come in the doors, he is just as passionate, if not more than me. You can tell when somebody enjoys what they're doing and where they are. So
Really
that has
great.
been one of the biggest keys to the success in my eyes.
How many golf courses are there within, let's say, 45 minutes to an hour of you?
Oh man, we got. I'm going to say 45 minutes to an hour. You've got
Tons,
yeah,
tons. So,
a ton of golf
okay.
courses.
So do you partner with any golf courses? Have you got any relationships going with those guys? What's happening there?
That is another thing that we're currently actively looking to and pursuing is trying
Hmm.
to get involved with the golf course. I've approached one so far. Excuse me. They did not. They haven't got back to us. Haven't pushed the envelope to go up there and personally just and make an effort to go see them. But that is something that is definitely on my board, my vision board of trying to create some sort of partnership with the golf course where their members can potentially come over and enjoy our facility, and and then our members can go out there and have a place to go hit some golf balls outside.
What's the perfect world with the golf course? What would that look like?
I'm trying to explore that myself, Phil. To really, I don't know that answer as of yet. I'm excited to find that answer out for you, and next time we speak, hopefully, I can give you a little bit more insight into that. But I'm really trying to figure that out as we go. What that perfect scenario looks like, and it's just going to take a willing participant on a green grass golf course to sit down and have a conversation with me to discuss what that would
Right.
look like and how it would be beneficial to both of us. Because that's at the end of the day, it has to be beneficial to both of us.
Right. Well, I can tell you what we've heard and what I've seen.
Yeah, please.
And every scenario I think should be different, depending on the golf course, whether it's private, whether it's public. And I think at minimum, no money needs to be exchanged. They promote you, you promote them. That should be a no-brainer.
Mm,
Anybody should do that. And I think golf courses need to realize that indoor golf is not taking away from on course. It's adding to. In other words,
absolutely.
we're creating new golfers. We're opening up folks who want to go first learn indoors and then play outdoors. So. Um,
1,000%.
Second of all, I think there needs to be some reciprocal. In other words, if it's private, you send members to them and you get a piece. And I think what I see at our club, in fact, there's a back nine, 2 miles away from us, and he became a member of the private country club. And now I see back nine in all my newsletters. I see it in all the website posting, and it's an added perk. So if you
Cool.
are a member of Arrowhead Country Club and you want to be back nine, you get a really special price.
Yeah,
There's a win-win. But at minimum, there's a better price just to go use the facilities. I mean, in Arizona, it's very, very hot, and
yeah,
people don't want to play in the middle of the day. It's wide open. So
yeah.
um, Yeah, I think it starts with a conversation, and it starts with making sure they understand that we're here to support golf. We're all in the golf industry, right?
Right. Yeah, and I think that was part of that is the hurdle to jump was as they look at us as competitors. And I agree with you, Phil. That's
Yep.
not the case, and we're bringing more people into the game that we all love, and
Exactly right.
just
So
let's
tell me
face
what advertising works the best, Zach? You guys obviously have an advertising budget, and ballpark. What percentage of your revenue is that, and what works the best? What have you seen working the best for promotion and marketing?
so far what we're seeing is social media, and again, props to Joe for heading that, and we do have a business that we use that helps us with that as well. Um, but just constantly posting and constantly pushing our name out there as much as we can within our local community. And I mean, I'm going to say, I don't have the data specifically in front of me, but I'm going to say 90% of the people that walk through the door, how'd you hear about us? I saw your post on Facebook. I saw something on Instagram. Those are the big things that I would suggest for anybody thinking about opening a indoor facility is to really get on top of your social media. And if you're not somebody that's really involved with social media, hire a company to get out there and do that with you. It's huge.
Do you reach out to the local community, the Chamber of Commerce, other businesses, banks, grocery stores, and work about co-promoting with those folks?
So I've gone to the Woodstock Small Business Club. I've actually had a conversation with him a week and a half ago about them. They have a weekly meeting there where they have all the small businesses from the Woodstock area that get together
Right?
about hosting one of those meetings at our facility. So that's
Mm,
something that we're looking at getting into, and we do have base sponsorships that people that a corporate member you could be a corporate member, you could sponsor a bay, your logos would be on the TVs. You have events that you can put on there for your business as a corporate member. So there's definitely some perks to that, and it's again just us getting those small business owners through our doors to see the facility and see the potential in it.
absolutely. So a corporate member can have a special event there. What about just anybody who wants to put on a special event? Are you open to that concept
Yeah,
of renting your place out for a Friday night, for example?
absolutely, and that's been a great revenue generator for us. We've had a wedding party, we've had graduation parties. I had my son's 13th birthday party there. But yeah, you rent out the entire facility there. Our facility again is 3 bays, and with the space that we have, we our capacity is around 40 people in the facility at one time. But from there, you're putting on the events, and with the 3 simulators, I've got one set up on driving range. I can set up a closest to the pin contest. I can set up a long drive contest on one of the simulators as well to give everybody that comes to enjoy the party something to participate in and do. So they've been great, really good, and a good
Special
revenue,
events.
yeah, and a
Yeah.
good revenue generator for us. Really good.
All right, tell us what we're looking at right here, Zach. This is it, right? This is your
Yeah,
place.
yeah. So that would be actually walking in right from the front door there. That's bay number one right there on your left,
Mhm.
and then you see the TV in the background there with the B9 and the couch there. That is bay number two. Behind that, I wish I had some more. The photos could have popped up for us, but behind bay number two, we put a putting green down,
Mm-hmm.
and then on the imaging on that wall, we have Pebble Beach number seven, that green there, that iconic green with the waves crashing over the rocks there, and then in the if you keep on moving past that, the second bay, and you can barely see a little door back there in the back corner, and that's the entrance to our private bay, and that is something that I would definitely recommend as well. It's a huge, been a huge perk and a huge people love it. That the private bay back there. It's something it's a larger space than the two open bays. It's a great place for people to go in and just really seclude themselves. The people that are just learning how to play golf and don't want eyes on them, you go in there and shut a door, and you're just in your own little world back there. And again, we've made that for member use only. So another perk there for members for the public people that are coming in that want to experience that and be involved in it. Another perk for them, and to become a member.
Perfect.
Yeah,
Zach, what's the future look like? What's the game plan? Where do you guys go from here?
I'm just ecstatic at what we've accomplished so far. And
Yeah.
again, huge props to my partner Joe, who couldn't be here. He did an incredible job. He really headed up a lot of the design aspects of it. He bounced things off of me, but I mean, he really spearheaded the design, and that is something else I'd highly recommend to those that are potentially wanting to get into this area of business. The aesthetic means a lot. What you put into that club, as far as what it looks like, means a lot. I've been into some indoor facilities where it becomes more factory looking, the aesthetic, and we wanted to make it again like a club. We want people to come in and enjoy the space and feel like they're in a nice facility there. Um,
Right.
but we've again can't give him enough credit for that. And then the experience that we've had so far with the members that we've generated and the events that we've put on has been just a joy to be around. I've enjoyed the teaching aspect of it. We're in the, we went through spring and we stayed relatively busy. And may have been just from our first year being open and people just wanting to come check it out. But now we're coming into the summer, so it's getting really hot. So I anticipate us picking up some more public play and picking up members from that. And then I can't help but think and be the most excited I've ever been in my life about moving into winter. I'm not a winter person. I don't like the cold, but now I have a place to go and I can go be warm year round. I can go hit some golf balls, and I'm sure the other people and golfers in the area will see and recognize the benefit to that as well. To be able to continue to work on your game, rain, shine, hot, cold, whatever it is, you can come in there, you can get some swings in, and stay in the shape that you want to stay in to maintain your golf game. So I'm
Are
excited to see what the future holds.
are you thinking about a second or a third location?
Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. Me and Joe, we've talked about it. That's been our game plan, is to get this one up and going and to really see if we can grow that membership to about capacity. So we have a full template of what it looks like, what we did correctly, what we did incorrectly. Move into that second facility, apply that knowledge, and get that one up and going more quickly and more smoothly than what we did on this first one. And again, I can't give our team that what we did in that amount of time that we did it and what we created. I'm super proud of it, and super proud of my partner Joe again for helping me put all this together.
What did you do incorrectly? If you could go back and start over, what advice would you give yourself? Do or do not do this.
In the hindsight sort of part of it, that question I've asked myself that question numerous times. We had an issue with a contractor when we first started, and now we've met the contractor that we ended up using is phenomenal and has built several back nines in the area. So that hurdle was a little bit of a learning curve there. But I don't know if that's something that we could have avoided.
Avoided. Yeah. Yeah.
It was just kind
Well,
of part
what
of it.
about the lease? You mentioned the lease. You felt you paid a little bit more, maybe.
Yeah, I think we probably showed our cards a little bit with the enthusiasm that we had about the space.
Right.
So probably
Oh,
my negotiations there, maybe Joe talked about that. We were like, we
too
probably
excited.
we were too excited, and they knew they could bump the price a little bit, and we would pay it, and we did.
Right, right, right.
Yeah.
And so, what are you most proud of? What surprised you? In this whole process? What did you say, man? We did that one right.
Yeah. The biggest thing that I'm proud of, and I know that we did right, and again, big props to Joe for spearheading it, is pre-sailing, getting your name out
Mm,
there. We're putting up images of our building processes as we're going along, trying to get people excited about it. Running little adverts of, again, rain, shine, whatever you got. You have a place to come hit some golf balls, and getting our name out there into the community as quickly as possible. So again, we pre-sold our memberships, and when day one started, when we turned it open, we had revenue that was already
boy,
coming. Yeah,
huge. Yeah,
and
great,
then
great
again with
benefit.
doing what I felt we did well too was creating different levels and packages, as far as we have a par membership, a birdie membership, an eagle membership, and then those were all discounted for pre-sale. but then throwing in those 2 free golf lessons. Just another way to try to incentivize people to come join what we created. So that is what I'm most proud of, and definitely something I would carry with us to the next location.
Oh, well, this has been great, Zach. Before we wrap up, though, I want people to ask questions if they would like to.
Yeah,
They're all going to get your information afterwards, so they can follow up with some questions. But I
great.
want to do a quick little recap for those who are new with us about who we are, just so you know exactly what we're doing. And if you're not on our email list, let me make sure that you're getting on our email list because we are here to serve you. We're all about the industry. We're here to pull it together. Our job is to bring you news, what's happening out there. So we have a weekly newsletter with everything that's happening in the indoor industry, not just in the US, but throughout the world. We offer monthly webinars where we go into depth with experts, whether it's marketing, whether it's design, whether it's membership tournaments. We go into depth, and we have a series of those already on our website. I'm very excited about this weekly podcast that we're doing. This has been very, very great, Zach. I appreciate you and your,
Absolutely.
advice. We're going to be doing that on a weekly basis. We also have a resource directory. So if you're looking for screens or looking for balls or looking for tees, we have a complete resource directory. We also have the most complete facility finder in the world. So, but mainly for the U.S. So if you want to make sure that your location is on our map, go to our website for the facility finder. We have a community on Reddit. So if you just want to share ideas with other facilities, other installers, you can do that through our IGA community on Reddit. We also have product reviews. We're working on a trade show, so stay tuned for that. We hope to have one on the east and one on the west, so working on that. So
Absolutely.
that being said, I don't see any questions, but as I mentioned, Zach, they're going to get your information. In fact, I can share your guys' email right now. This is your website. This is your and Joe's email. So if you guys want to write that down, you're more than welcome to email them, but I will send that to you also. And any last minute words of wisdom, Zach, that you have for indoor operators throughout the U.S. that they can help with their business.
Um, Words of wisdom would be, again, the biggest key to our success is that we're passionate about what we do. We love what we do, and I'm sure anybody that's looking to get into this space loves golf, loves being around people, and that's going to show through and shine through. So being there and being involved with your membership, being involved with people that are coming into your facility, that is the biggest key to success that I've found. Connecting with people.
And what I'm learning from you guys is love what you do. Don't chase the money. Be service oriented. You're there to help serve golfers in your community. When you do that, they win, you win, and it's a great, great business model. We're all in golf, and we'll be around a long time. So I love what you guys are doing. I love Will at the back nine and all you guys and Jordan and the operations guys. So appreciate your time.
Absolutely.
Appreciate your insight and keep up the good work. Please let us know what we can do for you. And thank you all for joining us today. This is again our second episode. We got one every Wednesday with some other operators throughout the country, and would love to invite you to join us anytime. So this is Phil Mordino. Thank you for joining the IGA podcast, and we will see you next week. Thanks, Zach.
Thanks, Phil. Pleasure to meet
All
you.
right, buddy. Be in touch.